Hi everybody, it's Sue from the library. Welcome to Library Storytime. It's so lovely to see you all again. I thought it would be nice if we began with a song from yesterday. So I've got the bag with lots of farm animals in. So are we ready for Old MacDonald? Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. With moo-moo here and a moo-moo there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. That was a good start. Are you all joining in? Let's see who else is in the bag. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a sheep, E-I-E-I-O. With a ba-ba here and a ba-ba there, here a ba, there a ba, everywhere a ba-ba. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a dog, E-I-E-I-O. With a woof woof here and a woof woof there, here a woof, there a woof, everywhere a woof woof. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Oh, that was a great start to story time. Did you make some good noises? I bet they were better than my noises. Now, I think it's time we had a look in the Storytime basket for today's story. But somebody is still with us. Remember Ladybird joined us yesterday? Well, Ladybird's still here. He's on my sweetie tin. But I so enjoyed yesterday's story. I thought, wouldn't it be good if we could have another story about Ladybird's adventures? So let's have a look in the Storytime basket. Oh, I'm so pleased about this. Today's storybook is What the Ladybird Heard on Holiday. Now, if you enjoyed yesterday's Storytime book, What the Ladybird Heard, you'll enjoy this one just as much. Again, it's by Julia Donaldson and the illustrations are by Lydia Monk. So a big thank you to this pair, and also a big thank you to Macmillan Books for allowing us to use the book at Storytime. Just like yesterday's story, you might have to make some animal noises in this one too. What the Ladybird Heard on Holiday. One fine day in the middle of May, the Ladybird went on holiday. She flew to the town to see the sights, the streets and the shops and the bright, bright lights. She saw the parks and the palace too. Then off she flew to visit the zoo. And the crocodile snapped, and the tiger growled, the lion roared, roar, and the monkeys howled. The elephant trumpeted, trump, trump, trump. Said the camel, with a great big hump. The hyena laughed, and the hummingbird whirred. But the ladybird said never a word. But the ladybird saw, and the ladybird heard. She saw two men she already knew. They were Lanky Len and Hefty Hugh. And she heard them chuckle, ho, 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 we're going to kidnap Monkey Joe. We'll hide till there's no one else about. Then we'll pick the lock and we'll get Joe out. And if we give him lots of fruit, he'll do the job, he'll get the loot. The palace isn't far at all. Monkey Joe can scale the wall. He'll find out where the Queen's asleep, then tiptoe into her room he'll creep. He'll open the sack and steal the crown. We'll soon be the richest men in town. The little spotty ladybird told the animals what she'd heard, and the crocodile snapped, and the tiger growled. The lion roared, roar, and the monkeys howled. The elephant trumpeted, trump, trump, trump. Hump, said the camel, with the great big hump. The hyena cried, and the hummingbird whirred, and all of the animals, feathered and furred, said, no, 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 no. We can't let them kidnap Monkey Joe. But the ladybird had a good idea, and she whispered it in to the monkey's ear. And then straight away the ladybird flew to the palace and had a word with the Queen's two corgis, Willow and Holly, and one said gosh and the other said golly, and both the dogs agreed to do just what the ladybird had told them to. At dead of night, the two bad men, Hefty Hugh and Lanky Len, checked there was no one else about. Then they picked the lock and they got Joe out. They carried him off to the palace gate, gave him a sack, then lay in wait. They watched him scale the palace wall, and they muttered, careful not to fall. Then they rubbed their hands as they saw him creeping, and the room where the Queen lay sleeping. Corgi Holly and Corgi Willow, who lay each side of the Queen's soft pillow, were wide awake, and they said to Joe, come on, monkey, off we go. I wonder where they're going to go. They led the way while the Queen still slept, and they showed young Joe where their bones were kept. Then they helped the monkey fill the sack, and they wagged their tails as he carried it back. The two thieves yelled, hip hip hooray! Now let's make our getaway. They carried their sack to a nice quiet park, where the only sound was a distant bark. They found a bench and both sat down, and Hugh said, time to see that crown. I just can't wait, said Lanky Len. They opened up the sack, but then what's going to happen? You should have heard the moans and groans to find the sack was full of bones. Just then a dog came bounding up, and Hugh said, shoo, you greedy pup. Another dog was close behind, and then came dogs of every kind. A lurcher and a Labrador, a pig, a pug, then more and more. Black dogs, white dogs, grey and brown. It seemed like every dog in town. They seized the bones and gnashed and gnawed, tugged and tussled, pawed and clawed, then turned upon the robbers yelping, How about a second helping? The thieves took off with leaps and bounds, pursued by all the hungry hounds, while the monkey ran and the ladybird flew with never a stop till they reached the zoo. Then the crocodile grinned and the tiger pranced. The lion leapt and the monkeys danced. The elephant trumpeted, trump, trump, trump. Hooray, said the camel with a great big hump. The hyena laughed and the hummingbird whirred. But the ladybird said never a word. That was a good story, wasn't it? As our story was about a ladybird, should we have a rhyme about another insect? Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the water spout, and down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sunshine and dried up all the rain. So Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the spout again. Well done! Can you remember our new rhyme about a teapot? Should we say it now? I'll put my teapot down. If you can, stand up nice and straight. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle, here's my spout. When I see the teacups, hear me shout. Tip me up and pour me out. I think I'll take a peek in the Storytime basket. Look what I've just found. Can you guess which rhyme we're going to sing now? It's one of my favourites. We've got to do a little bit of counting. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. Why did you let it go? Because it bit my finger so. Which finger did it bite? This little finger on my right. I think now it's time for our last song. Oh, we've had lovely singing today and a lovely story too. So are we ready for If You're Happy and You Know It? So if you've got a shaker, go and get it now and you can play along. If you haven't, don't worry because there's lots of good actions to do. Are we ready? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. Oh, that was a lovely song to finish story time on. So, I'll see you all next week. So have a lovely week and take care. Bye.